Qualcomm recently announced 2 new chips at the Snapdragon Summit 2023 event, and they are blowing minds all over the tech world. Meet the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, Qualcomm's latest flagship mobile processor, and the Snapdragon X Elite, the company's latest venture into the desktop CPU market. So how do they compare to Apple and Intel's processors? Will it beat the new iPhones? Can it trump the upcoming M3 MacBooks? Let's find out. But first, if you're excited to see this ultimate showdown, then go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Starting off with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, Qualcomm's latest mobile processor is based on TSMC's 4nm fabrication technology. With a clock speed of up to 3.3 GHz, Qualcomm claims the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 to be 30% faster than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, while also being 20% more power efficient. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 has an 8-core processor based on a new 1+5+2 architecture, with 1 super powerful core, 5 fast cores, and 2 energy-saving cores. The single core can run up to 3.7 GHz, which is the highest frequency ever achieved on a mobile chip. The 5 fast cores can run up to 3.2 GHz, and the 2 energy-saving cores can run up to 2.3 GHz. The chip also supports up to 24 GB of LPDDR5X memory, which is the fastest and most advanced memory technology available for mobile devices. It has an Adreno 750 GPU that is 25% faster and 25% more power efficient than the one in the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. It also brings 40% better ray tracing, which is a technique that simulates how light interacts with objects and surfaces in a scene. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 can also support 240 frames per second on 240Hz displays, along with support for Unreal Engine 5.2, which is the latest version of the popular game engine that powers some of the most popular titles in the industry. The chip has an AI engine that supports multimodal generative AI models and popular large language models for speech recognition. It can run up to 20 tokens per second for instant AI assistant responses, which is the fastest in the industry. When it comes to practical implementation, the AI assistant based on Meta's Llama 2 works in tandem with a third-party plugin like Skyscanner to help users manage their travels with just a brief text voice command. It also boasts the world's fastest stable diffusion, which can generate an image in a fraction of a second using generative AI. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 also features Qualcomm's Sensing Hub, which securely accesses your personal data to give better AI assistant responses. All those AI tricks are made possible by deploying specialized modules, which include a 98% faster neural processing unit, support for multiple modal AI models like OpenAI's ChatGPT, and a dedicated AI stack. When it comes to practical implementation, an AI assistant based on this model works in tandem with a third-party plugin like Skyscanner to help users manage their travels with just a brief text voice command. On the imaging side, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 has support for DCG image sensors for computational HDR upscaling, night mode for video recording, and compatibility with standalone time-of-flight sensors for detailed depth mapping. Support for Dolby HDR photo capture is also there, which means compared to 8-bit JPEG shots that only depict around 16.7 million colors, you will get 10-bit depth in photos that can reproduce over a billion color shades. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 also has support for 8K HDR and 4K 120 frames per second recording. Slow-mo video capture at 960 frames per second is on the table, alongside 12-layer multimedia segmentation for more control over editing, and an enhanced bokeh detailing system in videos. The most impressive of all, however, is night mode video capture at 4K 60 frames per second. The chip also has many AI-enhanced camera features, like semantic segmentation, which separates the foreground and background of an image, night vision video, which improves the brightness and color of low-light videos, object eraser, which removes unwanted objects from your photos with a simple tap, vlogger's view, which records video from both the front and rear cameras simultaneously and create a split-screen effect, and photo expansion, which increases the size and quality of your photos without losing detail. In terms of connectivity, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 has the X75 5G modem with both sub-6 GHz and millimeter wave antennas, supporting up to 10 GB per second download and 3.5 GB per second upload speeds. It also supports Wi-Fi 7 up to 6 GHz, along with support for Bluetooth 5.3. Qualcomm says devices powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 will be available in the coming weeks. Some of the phones expected to be released with the flagship chip are Xiaomi 14 Pro, OnePlus 12T, Sony Xperia 5 Mark IV, and Realme GT5 Pro. Now, moving on to the PC side of things. Qualcomm claims the Snapdragon X Elite is the most powerful, intelligent, and efficient processor in its class for Windows. The chip is built on the same 4nm process as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It has a 12-core processor with a custom integrated Qualcomm Orion CPU, which the company claims to be the first CPU core on ARM-compatible architecture to hit over 4.0 GHz. It has 2 cores that can boost up to 4.3 GHz, 4 cores that can run up to 3.8 GHz, and 6 cores that can run up to 2.4 GHz. Its CPU memory architecture has up to 136 GB per second of bandwidth and 42 MB total cache. The Snapdragon X Elite also supports up to 32 GB of LPDDR5X memory, which is the fastest and most advanced memory technology available for mobile devices. The chip has a GPU that can deliver up to 4.6 teraflops of graphic performance, which is 50% faster than the previous generation. It can support up to 8K resolution and 120Hz refresh rate on external displays. It also supports DirectX 12 Ultimate, Vulkan 1.2, and OpenGL ES 3.2. The Qualcomm AI engine in the Snapdragon X Elite is powered by an upgraded Hexagon NPU capable of 75 trillion operations per second. It's capable of running generative AI large language models over 13 billion parameters on device at 4.5 times faster speeds than the competition, according to Qualcomm. The updated micro NPU inside the Qualcomm Sensing Hub features enhanced security, privacy, and the ability to wake the device when in sleep mode. The Qualcomm AI engine also supports Windows Studio Effects and other AI-accelerated applications. Support for INT4 Precision also bolsters performance per watt by 68%. In simple terms, this should provide faster text responses and image generation when you're using AI. Qualcomm says PCs powered by the Snapdragon X Elite will be available from leading OEMs starting mid-2024. Some of the expected Snapdragon X Elite powered PCs are Lenovo Yoga X1, HP Elite Dragonfly, Dell XPS 13, and Samsung Galaxy Book. So there you have it. The new chips from Qualcomm look like an exciting prospect. We don't know about you, but we can't wait to test these out. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.